many people do you love? How many people do you cherish? How many people do you help out there? Most especially poor men. No job, no money.
Yeah, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Today is the 13th day of March 2023, and you are listening to the program, the editorial review here on ABC Radio 105.1 with me, Jackson Seaclay Jr. this morning. Hope we all are doing great and awesome this morning as we get set for our program, the editorial review. Our regular program here at this time, 11 o'clock straight up to 12 o'clock. Yeah, stick and seal. Let's get started. Our first stop here this morning is the New Dawn newspaper. The New Dawn newspaper by Otello Gabla. There on the UN Drive, directly opposite the National Investment Commission. Let's see what they are reporting this morning. The New Dawn newspaper banner headline: Ellen gets international spotlight during Women's History Month. That's President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, ex-Liberian president, Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, here is on the front page, and she's sitting alongside Liberia, former American ambassador to Liberia, Ambassador Lena Thomas Greenfield, who's now the U.S. ambassador to the UN, and both of them are here. Ellen gets international spotlight during Women's History Month. Let's leave it at that and go to the next story, still on the front page of the New Dawn newspaper. Grab a copy of this paper for only 40 Liberian dollars and read the international spotlight President Ellen Johnson gets. That's ex-Liberian president, Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Let's leave it at that and go forward. The next stop here is 6 opposition parties. 6 opposition parties surrender to CDC. Haha. As we gear up to October of this year, 2023, for the presidential and legislative elections, there will be alignment and realignment as the process continues. So do not be surprised if you hear this name going so and this other name is coming on the other side. These are the political season we are into. So don't be surprised. We're seeing the local year of 6 opposition political parties, that the People United Party, the PLP, Move, and many others. So grab a copy of this newspaper, that's the New Dawn newspaper, and read what caused these 6 parties to join ranks with the CDC. Let's move quickly to the back page. Let's move quickly to the back page of the New Dawn newspaper. Jetty offers 45 jobs to BWR grads. Jetty, that's businessman Jetty, the Seti brother guy, the Indian national who's operating here in Liberia. He has been here for several years now. And this paper is reporting that he offered 45 jobs to BWR graduate, recent BWR graduate. So BWR over the weekend pulled out graduates, and businessman Jetty is offering 45 jobs to these people. While a big boast to them. Imagine getting out of high school and you are offered a job with the level of the economy right now. Let's go into the editorial of this paper. Let's go into the editorial of this paper, where it says, keeping the peace is the duty of all Liberians. Yes, I like this one. Keeping the peace is the duty of all Liberians. Let's get a few lines of it. Maybe we could leave it at that, few lines of it. And where it says here, regardless of which political party you belong to or what country and tribe you come from, keeping the currently fragile peace should be the primary duty of all Liberians. This paper could not have put it any better than this. The peace of Liberia remains paramount to all Liberians as well. So we should ensure at all costs that our peace and stability remains as it is, despite our political alignment. So let's leave it at that. Let's leave the New Dawn paper at that, the New Dawn newspaper, and move quickly to our next newspaper. And what is it? Our next newspaper is the Hot Pepper newspaper. The Hot Pepper newspaper of Philibert Brown, Monday, March 13, 2023. And this paper is also sold for 40 Liberian dollars as well. Grab a copy of this paper and read the stories here. The banner headline of the Hot Pepper newspaper reads, 6 opposition political parties join CDC. Some will say, what way those parties had, but we cannot tell. They come along with some numbers too, you can tell. Until the final result or the final whistle is blown on October 10th of this year, we cannot tell what way they has. So let's go quickly. That's the banner headline of the Hot Pepper newspaper here. Let's move to the back page of the Hot Pepper newspaper. Liberian geologists attribute career success to accelerometer intervention. Wow. Liberian geologists attribute career success to accelerometer Liberia. And we see in the photograph here of 2 Liberians, one a female and another is a male. I think these are the 2 geologists who are attributing the success to accelerometer Liberia. Accelerometer Liberia. So they're saying that the success they've acquired so far in their career, they are giving thanks to the mental steel giant there, accelerometer Liberia. So let's leave it at that and move quickly to the next story here on the back page of the New Dawn newspaper. LMA delegation in Beijing to discuss with Chinese Maritime Transport Authority. That's the Liberia Maritime Authority, LMA. And we're seeing the photograph here of Maritime Commissioner Len Eugene Nangwe and few other Chinese officials here on the back page of the Hot Pepper newspaper. They have gone to discuss some Maritime Transport Authority there. The next story says, I think that's about it. There's no next story. Let's move quickly into the editorial of the Hot Pepper newspaper. The editorial says, the accused Councillor Jerome Verdier with an exclamation mark. The accused Councillor Jerome Verdier. So you can grab a copy of the Hot Pepper newspaper and read what is reporting this morning on this first working Monday morning, and be abreast with happenings in your country and the globe at large. That does it for the Hot Pepper newspaper. Let's leave it at that as well and move quickly to this one, and it's the National Mirror. The National Mirror, wow. Monday, March 13, 2023 is the National Mirror. It sold for $30 Liberian as well. $30 Liberian. Confusion tearing Charles Taylor's NPP apart. Wow. Jail Liberian President Charles Gange Taylor is the brainchild of this NPP now that is in the public for not the good reasons, but for some reason counterproductive to the party. And I know where President Taylor, ex-President Taylor is. He might be grieving for his party. But you can grab a copy of this paper and read what this story is saying. And we see in the photograph here of ex-President Taylor, his ex-wife, Jewel Howard Taylor, and party chairman, Senator James Bunny of Maryland County. The next story on the National Mirror reads, Bishop Doyen condemns Sir Joseph for what? That I can tell you until you grab a copy of this paper for just $30 Liberian. Bishop Doyen, and we see in the photograph of Senator Sir Joseph of Monserrato County and Bishop J. Nimland Doyen. I know Bishop Doyen should be one of the aspirants there in District Number 2. He has contested before. And story about him says, I think he was, I don't know whether he was excommunicated from the Catholic Church and formed his own Catholic Church. And we see him here. He politics. So yeah, that does it for the front page of the National Mirror. Let's go quickly to the back page of the National Mirror. Dr. Moniba vows to fight corruption if. That's the presidential candidate, Dr. Clarence Moniba. He vowed to fight corruption if. I know if he's elected, but we can't tell. But you can also grab a copy of this paper and read what it says as well. We're seeing a photograph here of expiring presidential hopeful Dr. Clarence K. Moniba. The next story reads, Representative Matthew Joe to get huge endorsement. As we gear up to October this year, 2023, there will be endorsement, whether whether they are real, they are genuine, we cannot tell, but there will be people petitioning people. There will be endorsement across the country. There will be a whole lot of friends of this and friends of that. So this is what it's all about. The process is kick-starting by now. So grab a copy of the national mirror and read what it says. That's the representative of Grand Bassa County, Matthew Joe. He's expected to get huge endorsement. Let's leave it at that as well and move quickly now to the next story. Deputy Education Minister cautions student community. And we're seeing the photograph here of Deputy Minister Latin Detan. He's cautioning the student community over what or for what reason. You can also grab a copy of the National Mirror. The next story is expiring Solomon Chipo foresees victory, dedicates campaign headquarters. This auto expiring. Yes, Ambassador expiring Clarence Solomon Chipo. He said he foresees a victory for him ahead of the October legislative and presidential election. So yeah, that does it for it. Let's move quickly into the editorial of this paper. We believe in constructive political engagement. We believe in constructive political engagement. That's about it. It's what politics is all about. Politics is about competition of ideas, and the best idea can have the day. That does it for that paper. Let's leave it at that and run quickly to this one. And this one says, is the New Republic newspaper, Life for All, there in Congo Town, 540 Junction. And the managing editor of this paper is Alfonso Aglo Toe. What the banner headline of the New Republic newspaper says: defrauding at ACAF. Is that a question? Yes, there's a question mark here. Defrauding at ACAF. Wow. And this paper is also sold for 40 Liberian dollars as well. The next story is still on the front page of the New Republic newspaper. We are Lord's outgoing World Bank manager. And we're seeing a photograph here of President George Manen Weah. He Lord's outgoing World Bank manager. Let's move quickly now to the back page of the New Republic newspaper. Bwakai, we are hopeful of undecided voters. Bwakai, we are hopeful of undecided voters. Wow. And we're seeing a photograph of ex-Vice President Ambassador Joseph Human Bwakai and current Liberian President, President George Manen Weah. Grab a copy of the New Republic newspaper for just 40 Liberian dollars and read the stories here. Criminal endorsement in quotation. Lanu Youth League described Dr. Monumba Thursday's endorsement. and Dr. Monumba should be the standard bearer of Lanu. That's the Liberian National Union. But the Youth League is telling me his Thursday endorsement has criminal. I think that there's a split within the Lanu right now ahead of the presidential and legislative election. And they are scoring their political leader here. So more of these things will be seen as we gear up for the elections in October. More of these things will be seen. So let's watch out. This is politics now. This is politics. And let's leave it at that as well and move quickly into the paper for its editorial. Are we taking note? That's a question it's asking. Are we taking note? That's the editorial of the New Republic newspaper. Are we taking note? Yes, surely we need to take note. Yes, what our next stop is? Our next stop is at the Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs, and Tourism, MICA, the new Liberia, one nation, one people, one destiny. That's the government-owned propaganda arm, the new Liberia newspaper. And this paper is sold for 30 Liberian dollars. Front page banner headline of the new Liberia newspaper, what it says: government warns social media of threat against ECOWAS ambassador. Government warns social media of threat against ECOWAS ambassador. We see in a big photograph here of His Excellency. We shouldn't do that. Yeah, we see in a big photograph here of Minister Lejohu Julius Simoni Rennie. Yeah, Ledger Julius Simoni Renning, the Minister of MICA, Ministry of Youth and Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs, and Tourism. Grab a copy of this paper and read what it says. So yes, recently there was this threat under the life of political commentator Henry Pedro Costa, threatening the life of ECOWAS ambassador here in Liberia. So she has written the governor of Liberia, and the ministry now is warning those who are threatening the life of ECOWAS ambassador here in Liberia. The next story here says Liberia makes progress in use of technology. Liberia makes progress in use of technology to address economic social inequalities. That's the speech made by gender minister there in the U.S. We've seen a photograph here, Minister Wilhelmina Piso Serita. There's currently this ongoing conference for women, and Minister Serita is representing Liberia there in the U.S. Quickly now to the back page of the New Liberia newspaper. Criminal Kosi finally gets translator in U.S. 100 million drug case. So some of those who are involved into this 100 million cocaine drug case, as you may be aware, that was reported a few months ago or last year per se. Some of the guys cannot speak English, so the government now has hired translator to help them in adjudicating the case so that they can be able to be translating whatever that will be said in the court to the guys who will be standing before court. So I think we got a few foreign nationals who are part of this thing, 3 or 4 persons. So the government have gotten a translator to help them in that direction. Let's leave it at that and move quickly now to the editorial of the New Liberia newspaper. Consultations, dialogues, and discussions are genuine for 2023 election. That's it right there. We should continue to dialogue. We should continue to discuss. We should continue to have consultation across the length and breadth of Liberia. But we should never and should not give room for violence to tear us apart. Liberia is all we have and all we can all protect together. So we should not give room for violence among us despite our political alignment. There should always be dialoguing, conversations, and consultations while we espouse for leadership in our country. That is the editorial of the New Liberia newspaper there, the government-owned newspaper. That does it, and we will stop it right here and move quickly to our next paper. What is it? The new newspaper since 1989. The nations since 1989. The new newspaper right here on Broad Street. Few steps away from ABC Radio 105.1. What it says, breaking the opposition, in quote, breaking the opposition, 6 political parties back CDC. We're seeing the big photograph here of CDC chairman and its secretary general, Moba Molu alongside Jefferson Tamakoji. And this paper is sold for $40 Liberian. Grab a copy of this paper and read. They say they are breaking the opposition ahead of October's elections. Let's move into the next story here. Making Liberia's case. LMA delegation hold discussion with Chinese authority. That's the Liberia Maritime Authority headed by Len Eugene Nangbe is making Liberia case there in China. Let's move quickly now to the back page of this paper. Grab a copy of this paper for just $40 Liberian and read the stories here. The back page of this paper reads, government condemns threat against representative of ECOWAS Commission. Yes, we should not be in a habit of threatening our international guests and international officials. This doesn't augur well for our country. It paints a bad picture. So the government is condemning that threat and will ensure to reach at all lengths to ensure that this doesn't happen. That's the newspaper, The Nation since 1989. Grab a copy of this paper. The next story is still on the back page of the new newspaper. Jetty announces annual internship employment for BWR graduates. Big boast for newly graduates. What is it? Big boast for newly graduates. Soon you're graduating and you are offered a job. You know how it feels like. That's businessman Jetty is providing internship and employment for BWR graduates. And we're seeing a photograph here of Jetty himself. The next story on the back page of the new newspaper: Liberian geologists attribute career success to accelerometer intervention. Wow. Accelerometer is doing extremely well there. That, as you can see by these two Liberian geologists, a male and a female photograph is seen here. The next story is still on the back page of the new newspaper, The Nations since 1989. The Nation News since 1989. One Health workshop highlights major connection between health environment. One Health workshop highlights major connection between health environment. Still on the back page of the new newspaper, Muscat, Liberia invests US 10 million in new head office compound. Wow, big boost to that company there. Let's move quickly into the new newspaper, what the editorial say. Okay, the editorial of the new newspaper, Liberia. The editorial of the new newspaper: LMP must demonstrate high degree of impartiality. Wow, I think it's in the case of ex-Chief Justice and the election ahead. LMP should demonstrate high degree of impartiality. Do not take side, LMP. No, no, no. You are not supposed to take side. That's what this paper editorial is saying. For sure, the LMP should not be taking side. Your duty is to protect life and properties. Let's leave it at that and run quickly now to our next story. What it says. The next story here, the next paper here is Kukatono News. Wow, I'm just seeing this one. Kukatono News. Kukatono News. And we're seeing a photograph here of several persons. But what the banner headline says: threatens lawsuit. Okay. Kisi chief angry over opposition plot against Fina and Koji. Kisi chiefs angry over opposition plot against Fina and Koji. Threatening lawsuit against Verdio. Wow. The Gisi Mayor Jefferson Koji and Fina Bono hails from Lofa County, and they are key members of the Coalition for Democratic Change government. So there have been allegations upon allegations, claims and counter-claims leveled against these two individuals. Therefore, the chiefs of Lofa County, particularly the Gisi tribe, do not see this thing going well with them. They say, we are vexed. We cannot be accusing our sons and daughters. No, this is not what this is not how we read them. And as such, we are issuing lawsuit against you. We're seeing the photograph here of Major Jefferson Tamakoji, Executive Mansion Chief of Protocol Nora Findabono, the photograph of Councillor Jerome Verdier and Foya Statutory District Superintendent. His name is not mentioned. Let's go quickly to the back page of this paper, Kukatono News. Liberia Maritime Delegation in Beijing to discuss with Chinese Maritime Transportation Authority. That's the commissioner again of the Liberia Maritime Authority, Len Eugene Nangmi, making Liberia case there on the international scene. What this story says, grab a copy of this paper for just $30 Liberian and read. Let's run quickly now into the editorial of this paper. That's the Kukatono News. Kukatono News. There's no editorial here. There's no editorial here for this paper. Wow. Our next stop is the Heritage Newspaper. The authoritative Heritage Newspaper is sold for $40 Liberian as well. Monday, March 13, 2023. Ahead of October 10 election, 6 opposition political parties cross carpet to CDC. Wow. This story is the trending story now in the media landscape. Over the weekend, the headquarters of the People's Liberation Party there in Congo Town was a scene of extraction, as 6 opposition political parties joined ranks with the ruling Coalition for Democratic Change, CDC. Wow. That does it for this story here. That does it. That does it for this story. The next story says LMA delegation in Beijing. LMA delegation in Beijing to hold discussion with Chinese maritime transport authorities. And we're still seeing the photograph here of Len Eugene Nangbe, Liberia Maritime Authority bus. Quickly down to the back page of the Heritage newspaper. NEC faces as 2023 election draw closer. NEC faces funding predicament. Yes, last week, the national chairperson of the National Elections Commission appeared before the Liberian Senate, and she said funds has not been released yet for the conduct of this year's election. That's where we are. So the paper is reporting that the NEC faces funding predicament. The next story is still on the back page of the Heritage newspaper. Jetty boosts BWR graduates with interns and employment. Jetty boosts BWR graduates with intern and employment. And the next story here says is sports, strictly sport. That's the Mate Gunners, Arsenal. Jesus returned, a massive boost for Arsenal, say Odegaard. Arsenal is already ahead of the Premier League with 5 points clear on top. And Gabriel Jesus has returned after a protracted period of injuries. Let's run down quickly to the editorial of this paper. What it says, reviewing our caveat. What is the caveat? Grab a copy of this paper and get to know the caveat of this paper. That does it, and we stop it right here. And we move quickly now to our last and final stop before we open the phone lines and engage your view. What it says, the next stop here is the Inquirer newspaper of the late Philip Jinan Wisse, Anthony Philip Jinan Wisse, and it's there on Benson and Gurley Street. Front page story. NEC bus assures credible and transparent general election. And we're seeing a photograph here of Madam David Ethel Brown Lasana, chairperson of the National Elections Commission. LMA delegation in Beijing to discuss with Chinese Maritime Transport Authority. That's the next story. Let's leave it at that. The next story here says ECOWAS labor ministers adopt regional action plan on the elimination of child labor and forced labor in West Africa. Still on the front page of the Inquirer newspaper, never be afraid of risks. Jetty urges BWR graduate. It seems that he served as the guest speaker there of the BWR recent graduation over the weekend. Let's move quickly now to the back page of the Inquirer newspaper. Government condemns threat on ECOWAS ambassador in Liberia. For sure, we should not entertain this. We should not countenance and condone this kind of threat against our international guests. Let's leave it at that and move quickly now to the next story. The next story says CECPA kicks off TOT workshop today in Tottenham. That's an acronym there of a group, and we're seeing the photograph there of CECPA boss Charles Crawford. Grab a copy of this paper and read as well. Quickly now to the editorial of the Inquirer newspaper. Liberians get registered to vote. For sure. For sure. We all must get registered to vote. We must see this voter registration process as our own and ensure that our names are taken so that we can be a part of the process come October this year. Other than that, we will not form part of the process. So let's take our break, our very short break, and when we get back to you, we move quickly or strictly into our conversation with our editorial and have a discussion. Let's move quickly now to our break.
I can't stand no more, cause no more food. I cannot go to school, cause no more money. I can't stand no more, cause no more food. I cannot go to school, cause no more money. Hey yo, excuse me, Mr. Journalist. I wonder how you make your headlines in the press release today. Although I read the news every day, but I'm really still getting confused now. And I just wanna ask you some questions. Oh, they say pay some money, they say pay some presidency. Is it based on technology? Is it based on war? Tell me, we got major headlines. Oh, we got major story. There is no job, no money for hustlers. We got major headlines. We got major story. There is no job, no money for hustlers. Come take up coverage. The rainy season coming soon. In the ghetto, all the houses are full of leakage, nowhere to sleep. Come and see the widow living in the street with her children. Since the daddy went to war to fight, he never lived to see them. The children have no shelter. Oh, the children have no.
Welcome back, and welcome back to it. So our editorial conversation this morning is coming from the New Liberia newspaper, and what it says: consultation, dialogue, and discussions are genuine for 2023 elections. So we must at all times discuss, consult, and dialogue, no matter what the situation may be, especially during this period of elections. Elections are turns, it comes with a whole lot of stress and what have you. But there should never and there must not be room for violence. There must always be room for conversation, dialoguing, and consultation. Let's read a few lines of this editorial and maybe we can open the phone lines to engage your view. Last weekend, the National Elections Commission held a stakeholders dialogue consultation in Buchanan, Grand Bassa County, centering on the implementation of the biometric voter registration put in word by the National Elections Commission for the conduct of the 2023 presidential and legislative election. The Buchanan City political dialogue brought together more than 200 participants from the first 6 counties going through phase 1 of the BVR. The 6 counties are Gbapulu, Bomi, Bassa, Grenkema, Mosurado, and Magibi, respectively. Now, the issue of the biometric voter registration process is a very strange one in our country and is the first of its kind. Our people do not know these things, especially our people who are in rural Liberia, in the various counties. So in order to have these people aware of what is happening, we must take the conversation to them. We must provide continuous education for our people as we approach these elections. Because we do not want that the people do not turn up for these processes and it becomes a low turn or maybe and they not feel part of the process. Biometric process is good, yes, because to a certain extent it provides credible voter role and and by extension it provides some level of credible results during election process. There has been this confusion about the voter roll not being clean. I remember during the 2017 election when the late Councillor Councillor Charles Brunskin, took the NEC to court. And key among those points was the cleaning of the voter roll. The Supreme Court ordered the NEC to clean the voter roll, and we saw experts from the ECOWAS, the Economic Community of West African States, coming here to help our National Election Commission to clean the voter roll. The issue of the voter roll is key during election process because these are the people who will stand in the line. These are the people who will get in the sun to vote. And if their names are not placed on the voter roll, or if their names are there and they cannot find a room, there will be some issues of voting process. So this is why now the issue of the biometric is coming in. And the biometric will also avoid that whole thing of people registering 2 times and people moving from this place to vote and people going there to vote. So it helps to a certain extent produce a credible if not 100%, but to a larger extent produce credible election. We know that if there will be some kind of malpractice during the election process, they should not be coming from the voter roll, because with this biometric process, which we are not praying for. But we should always dialogue. We should always consult. We should always have discussion around these things. Oh yeah. So saying they didn't provide education for us to do the biometric, we will not will protest. No. That's what is currently taking place now at the University of Liberia campus. We should not be doing this. Our country has passed through a lot. And because of this, we should protect our country and we should protect the peace. It's still fragile. We know that the war has ended since and only has left. But there is still semblance of what caused the previous war. We should not be happening. So at all times during this election process, at all times, we should always engage. We should always dialogue. There should not be a point for violence. Say no to violence, especially during this electionary period, even after and before the election process. And this is directly to us young people, because we will be the very persons that will be out there. The phone lines to call and be a part of this program this morning is 0775 030966 at the numbers to call. 0775 030966, 0775 030966, or 0777 105 100 to call and be a part of this program this morning. The editorial of the New Republic newspaper, not the New Republic, but the New Liberia newspaper, they said we should at all times dialogue. We should consult. We should always have discussions. 0775 030699, 0775 030966, and 0777 105 100. 0775 030966 are the numbers to call and be a part of this program this morning. Yes, there should not be a time. Our country currently is at a crossroad, and the way we manage situation will either progress us as a nation and people, or will retrogress all of the gains we've made over the period as a country. And we don't want to go back. No, we don't. We should be moving forward and we should be moving ahead. So we should not give room for violence. When we are into a conversation that will lead to violence, we should avoid it. So let's at all time consult. Let's at all time have conversations on the way forward. Let's address our situation, our concerns through consultation, through dialoguing. Yes, it's the best way forward. For sure. During this election period, we'll always talk about these things. We'll always talk about peace, because it's the only way, peace and harmony, it's the only way we can be able to live. Because trust me now, if there's no peace, I will not be sitting on this radio talking to you, and you'll not also be out there listening to me. We know what we went through. We know what we went through in this country for several years. We should maintain our peace. And that's the reason why we frown on some of those people, or especially Representative Gray, when he said he was going to the UL campus to have his lunch. What is it that he wants to prove? You are, for Christ's sake, you are a national leader. You should be behind the scene negotiating for peace. We are not saying what's happening there is good. The action of the less action by those students is good. No. We are also condemning that. But is it the best way to go there too as well when you want to condemn the situation? No, it's not the best way. You are adding more fuel to the already situation. 0775 030966, 07750300966, 07771051000, 07771051000 are the numbers to call and be a part of the program this morning. So this morning, when you go on the UL campus, you see the students are afraid to go into the classes. Students are standing around because they don't know what's going to happen. We already got two groups there, the pro side and soup. They are already rival group. And Representative Gray and Representative Sibo has announced their arrival to have lunch on the campus. Were they having lunch on UL campus before? It wasn't happening. They weren't. So why are they going there now? We are not saying to go on UL campus is wrong, but the timing is wrong. The timing is wrong. Already the university authority has taken steps. They have suspended a few persons in connection to the recent violence meted against Elisha Howe. Let's take this person. Hello? Yeah, hello? So yeah, call me on 0775030966. 030966. Yeah, so shortly we will go live from our colleagues there on New York campus to bring us up to speed with happiness there. That's the same thing we're talking about. Soup, from day one, Soup has been on that campus. They have never been for government. Whether they are or not, let's take this call up now. Hello? Yeah, hello, your name and where you join us from? Make your point, Princess. Oh, we lost Princess there. Let's take this person. Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
Okay, Jackson, this is Jefferson, and I'm on the main campus of the University of
Okay.
Liberia.
Okay, so we run straight now to our reporter there on UL campus to bring us happiness on the campus. Yes, hello, Jefferson.
Okay, Jackson, thank you. So the situation on the campus of the University of Liberia here now, normal learning activities have been brought to a complete standstill.
Did you say normal learning activity has been brought to a standstill?
Yes, normal learning activities have been brought to a complete standstill.
For what reason?
Okay, so as you may be aware, Jackson, some time ago, the Solicitor General was chased out of this campus. Following that, the special aide in the office of the Finance Minister, Elisha Howe, was also chased and booed by members of the Students' Unification Party. Following that, a post from Representative of District Number 8, Honorable Akaras Gray, he made a post that he won't be having lunch here today at 12:30 on this campus. And so the Student Unification Party, having seen that post, they had a press conference and they said that they will not allow Representative Gray to have lunch on this campus. Okay. So as a result of his post, you see that the entire campus is being disorganized. Learning processes are being halted. Everyone is scattered. Students are all outside. They are just moving from one place to another. They are not.
So Jefferson, are there any sign of the arrival of Representative Gray on the campus to have lunch, because it's almost 12 o'clock?
Yes, of course, as it stands now, we are yet to see Representative Gray. But as I speak to you now, members or officials or officers, as a matter of fact, from Team Gray, they are already here on the campus of the University of Liberia.
So you Team Gray, members of Team Gray and people from his office are already on the campus.
Yes,
as an advanced team.
They are here now as I speak. They are in fact having a press conference. They are having engagement with the media here, and they're having a press conference here. But
what did you gather? What did you gather from the press conference? Why are they saying exactly?
Well, the team is saying that Representative Gray will have lunch here today, and absolutely no member of the Student Unification Party or any member of this campus can stop Representative Gray from having lunch on this campus.
So it's a challenge.
That is, yeah, it is a challenge, and they have stated it categorically clear that Representative Gray will have lunch here today. But Jackson, when we got here this morning, the other group from the other side, they call PROSA. PROSA is in defense of students. They are in support of students getting or acquiring quality education. When we got here this morning, there are points where the students should go to classes, they should go and have normal activities. No other student group have the right to obstruct students from learning. That is their own point. But then while they were saying that we saw the arrival of soup when they came, they paraded the campus of the main campus, as a matter of fact, and they were saying that Representative Gray will not enter here. The grounds that points where Representative Gray, quote unquote, is allegedly a criminal. He is corrupt, and he took his dwelling to France, and he is not in the interest of the people of District Number 8. As such, he is not allowed to have lunch on this campus.
Thank you very much. All right, Jefferson, let's keep posted, and anything we'll get back to you shortly.
Okay, Jackson.
Wow. Exactly what we are saying. I don't know, for me, I don't see the point where Representative Gray wants to prove here. I don't see the point. You already a national leader. What do you have to prove? If anything should happen on that campus today, Representative Gray will be held liable. Let's see who's this caller. Hello?
Hello?
Your name and where you join us from?
Good morning. Thank you for the space. I'm Abraham. You're going to call this number 7.
Make your point, Abraham.
You know, what is happening now is like, it is becoming unbecoming, right? Because Monday will be the day of the voter registration exercise. And Wednesday is harder day. So Wednesday and Sunday and Saturday, they are now really working days. So roughly, you look at, we have 5 days to the voter registration exercise. And what I learned, there are centers at the University of Liberia where
yeah, there are centers there. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so for my view as an individual, I would recommend to the National Election Commission that they change the centers at the University of Liberia to somewhere else, because people will be afraid to go and register. And this is their right to go and register.
Sure.
The University of Liberia is the epicenter of higher education.
Exactly, my brother.
And to see today the whole nation, in our colleagues out of the country, everyone here on the University of Liberia, what's going to happen?
Okay.
Honorable Gray, through this medium, as a peaceful president, I want to appeal to you to please withdraw your sin to go at the University of Liberia today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Obviously, Representative Gray, you should not be going on your campus. 0775030966. 0775030966. The 0777-100 number is giving some trouble, so you can call 0775030966. Representative Gray, you should not be going on the campus today. To the extent your team is already on the campus conducting press conference. Let's take this caller. Hello? 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 Your name and where you call from? You are coming in low. Hello? Good morning. Good morning.
Hello?
Yeah, good morning. Your name and where you join us from?
My name is Obido Driver. I'm joining on 23.
Okay, make your point, Obido.
Yeah, I want to know if soup is the owner of the campus or the government is the owner of the campus.
Okay.
While to always in our kind of constant having disturbing the government official, they also enter the campus.
Okay. Thank you very much.
It's a city reserve for this number 8.
Okay. Thank you.
It can't go anywhere.
All right. Hello? Hello? Your name and where you join us from?
My name is Albert Kimugai. I'm in PLC.
Make your point, Albert.
You know, people, the previous caller left the line later on, he said, once you are in our administration, you have more to lose.
That's the point. That's the point. No, and besides, you're a national leader.
Now, as I speak, that the whole country is to stand still now. They are listening to radio to know what will happen.
What's the point you want to prove?
Just go to let your team go. I don't think if that goes ahead with you are not hero or what. You're doing that they have no profit. Thank you.
Thank you very much, brother. Hello, you last caller. Your name and where you join us from?
Morning.
Yeah, morning. Last caller.
Yeah, my name is Amma, Johnny Constitution from Balance Bay District number 11.
Make your point, Amma.
Yeah, you see the issue of Mr. Gray, because Gray is that he's still in opposition. He's still really happening now. So I don't see him carrying on this kind of act that will bring chaos to the University of Labrador campus.
Yeah.
Mr. Gray, the act that happened last week, so he's trying to tell the Labrador people and the students of the University of Labrador that I can go there, you guys can't do me anything.
That's about it.
I will tell you, his many things are already there, meaning that he will come there. Everyone saw him not appear at the campuses of the University of Labrador. He's going there to cause chaos. Anything happens to that campus will be held liable.
Thank you very much.
The government senior, the president senior, they have done nothing but it. Thank the government for affording me the time.
Thank you. So yeah, this I would like to draw the curtains on the program today on editorial review. We are not taking any more calls. Time has already caught up with us. This I would like to draw the curtains on the program, the editorial review. A brand new edition comes away on tomorrow with me, Jackson C. Clay Jr. Until then, bye-bye from my end.
I can't stand no more, cause no more food. I cannot go to school, cause no more money. Hey yo, excuse me, Mr. Generally. I wanna